Hello guys, what's up? How are you all doing? I hope you are doing amazing. Why Men Love Bitches, a book by Sherry Argov. From Doormate to Dream Girl, a woman's guide to holding her own in a relationship. So, this book genre is love and sex, and why men love bitches. We really want to know that. So, this is a funny, smart, witty, satirical insight into the things today's woman needs to do and know to keep her man interested and committed. Its comical take on relationship dynamics only seeks to tell the hard truth with a slice of apple pie. This is a must read for women who are stuck scratching their head on what to do to get the relationship working or get a relationship. No longer will you wonder what men look for in a woman. You're gonna become one, or you're gonna become it. So this book for you girls, all right? So keep the man interested. Always keep us interested. So let's read it out, guys. Stick with me. Let's go.
Meet the nice girl. We've all met the nice girl, the one who'll always text first and apologizes on your behalf when you reply late. She does all the outlandish things prescribed by magazines on dates. But if you keep chasing a man, chances are he'll hit dot and run because he believes you don't value yourself. What a man really requires is a woman who'll be a full partner and is deserving of respect and also gives it too. He also requires a mental challenge, someone he has to steady is on his toes around, not necessarily a Marie Curie but someone his hold on isn't exactly 100%. He'll pull stunts to see how you can take or worse, give. He'd ghost for days and see if you'll cave and call or blow up his phone with texts. It's a game, at least to him. It's easier to do this than actually asking to see where you guys stand. And yes, the smartest women fall for this trick time after time. If you start out with a nonchalant attitude about the relationship, contrary to countless internet tips, he's definitely going to feel like he has to win your affection, attention and time. He's only going to see you the same way you see yourself. Again, this is about self-worth. How do you rate yourself? Are you insecure, the only fable to shine if the other lights in the room are turned off? Does he know this? Big mistake, he's going to only see you as insecure and not beautiful enough. If you set the dynamic that you're still intact with or without him, relieve him of the idea that you're dependent on him, you'll find he'll pull closer to you because unlike the nice girl, you're not scared to leave him. No man will want a woman who will jeopardize her dignity for a relationship. He has to know you hold that in high esteem, above all else, even him. It's time you drop the nice girl and let the bitch take over. Cracking the code, what every nice girl needs to know. Men are by nature very competitive and love the chase for a mate, they crave the thrill. As such, the bitch knows to identify if she's merely a thrill or a serious relationship whilst the nice girl accommodates his excesses. When you make him want to win you over, you secure his undying dedication. If you gave yourself to him, easily and without a fight, he'd be flattered at first but it won't last because he doesn't want it if he didn't hunt for it. You must create the illusion of selective availability. Define your free time or he'll do it for you. Set clear and strict boundaries, you have to have rules he'd follow. But never ever smother him or you'll definitely scare him away. Your man doesn't need to feel caged, he needs the illusion of freedom although, the space in the cage. If he senses you always ask him for stuff, he'll resent you and you'll never really know who he truly is. He might want a serious relationship, but if you tell him you're not ready, he'll try to convince otherwise. Once he sees that you chose to be with him and not because he coerced you, even though we know he did, he'd drop his guard and commit. How to make the most of your feminine and sexual powers. Make him wait before you put out. No, this isn't a Steve Harvey knockoff, but if he waits before he gets in your pants, he'll appreciate you more. If the sex becomes like a trophy, one that he earned because he had to expend his masculine sex appeal, he'll also feel more like a winner if he knows no one else can have you. Be wary of post-nut clarity. After sex, a man's head is clearer and if he only wanted sex, his attitude will change. Sadly, your head is cloudier than Gotham. So make sure before sex that you've made sure he knows the implications and that you two are going into it with one goal in mind, a relationship. Don't confuse his desire for sex as a desire for a serious relationship. Don't hand him freebies and hope he'll make a purchase, he'll only keep sampling. If you withhold the goods, he'll be more interested, and by the time sex comes into the picture, you're already dating unbeknownst to him. Guys want a girl who actually loves sex, even though some prefer the screaming porn vixens who will fake pleasure. Half of the excitement of sex is pleasing yourself too. You're a confident woman, sexually and mentally, you shouldn't let him make you feel otherwise because he has unrealistic sexual expectations. Don't feel the need to compare yourself with the women he's been with, or daydreamed he's been with. You'll only demean yourself, and chances are he'll find you even less attractive. No man wants a hot mess for his dream girl. How to convince him he's in control while you run the show. The dumb fox. A man wants to always feel in charge. He wants to be told he's right even when the signs are pointing left. When you let him feel like he's the top dog or the one wearing the pants, he's definitely going to do stuff you didn't even ask for yet. Men love praises, it's great for their egos. He also likes to feel like you need his protection. This is evolutionary instinct really, and it feels good to be able to protect his woman. If he's constantly letting you pay for stuff he can pay for, like a dinner or a cab, he doesn't think you dream girl material. In public, make sure he's the center of attention. People should see him as the one in control. In private, of course, we know who's in charge. If you skip this part and take on responsibilities in public, you'll be stuck doing it all your lives. If you have boundaries, make sure you don't have to spell them out. Use non-verbal cues. He'll pick up on them. Another thing that needs little mention is the idea that this has to become a relationship. If you keep hinting at it, he'll no longer want it because the mystery is dead. Lastly, keep things brief and light. One of the key traits of a dumb fox is you limit the kind and volume of information she divulges to him. When women give themselves away and become needy. When a nice girl meets a guy for the first time, she'd definitely make room for him in her life. Of course, every girl would, but the nice girl takes it to the extreme. She cancels her normal rhythm for things he wants. She loses herself. This creates an emptiness she's convinced he alone can fill, but this is untrue. A nice girl gives up her free time and expects a man to do something equally sacrificial too, and ends up disappointed. You have to show him your life isn't some Lego structure to be torn down and remade at his command. Show him who's boss, you. Don't strive to meet his standards, you'll only be lowering your worth in his eyes. Don't go jumping through hoops and doing everything he wants. Never hand over control of yourself to him. You must maintain this the entire time or you lose. If the relationship requires you make plenty of concessions, you should leave, sis. That's not for you. Your life and happiness are more important than any man. What to do when he takes you for granted and nagging doesn't work. When you nag, a man will recede farther into his shell and give you even less attention. Men prefer and respond better to actions. When a woman nags, she shows a man she's needy, and he'll milk this to his advantage. He'll take you for granted because he knows you're always going to be there. If this continues, the nagging, he'll lose feelings for you and treat you like furniture. Even when you give him negative attention, it still works in his favor. The key is to establish a safe enough distance and a sense of control that will make him feel like he's losing you. This is because a man will not go out of his way if he knows you're more interested in him. As a couple, if you have a problem and you nag about it, nagging becomes the problem and a man will tune you out as a way of dealing with it. But if you keep silent about it, he'd have the mental space to deal with the actual problem. When you nag, he feels you're too emotional and his respect for you drops drastically. He will respond, although to an aloof demeanor. He sees that as a show of independence or self-sufficiency, and he's going to want to change that and be your rock of security and fix just about anything that's wrong, from the kitchen sink to doing the taxes. Things you suspected but never heard him say. A man will notice you're insecure if you wear your heart on your sleeve and talk for hours on end. He doesn't want to talk about feelings when he's with you. He wants to have fun. A touchy-feely conversation will only feel like work, and he'll want to do everything to avoid it. He wants to conceal his emotions mostly, but he can only do so for so long. If he keeps coming to you in the beginning, you'll know his feelings for you without him saying it. Men love to play it cool, so as not to appear desperate. In a relationship, men crave excitement. Don't be a boring partner, in private or public. If he can predict everything you do, he'll get bored. But this doesn't translate to being and doing so much that's out of your comfort zone. Men won't respect a woman who's easily malleable. To earn his respect, you can learn to speak up for yourself, speak your mind. This will actually turn him on. Men find the bitch to be a better sexual partner than the nice girl. If your man still finds it hard to go out of his way for you, he's definitely not in love. The reasons that holding your own financially gives you power. A man will never respect you if you're unable to stand on your own 2 feet financially. Once you assert your independence, you'll make sure he never disrespects you or maltreats you. When a woman is able to dictate how she wants to live and can afford it regardless of a man's financial aid, she gains a certain power. A man is attracted to this power. In common cases, if a man recognizes that a woman is financially dependent on him, he'll disrespect her and not value her as a full partner. He may be attracted to your blinding beauty, but he'll lose interest quickly if you lack independence. He'll see you as a burden he has to carry. No man wants to be the only one bringing everything to the table. How to regain that spark? The spark you first had was because he saw that you were independent and secure and confident. To regain this spark, you must renew this sense of security he sees. Don't show him your excitement, or else he'll always dangle stuff in front of you, tease and torment you. Reduce availability. He's more likely to pull closer to a distant partner than to one that's always there. Men will take for granted women who reward them even for bad behavior or go out of her way to please him always. Never assume for him. If he wants something, he can very well say it. If he sets up a meet but doesn't put time, you should not move in to suggest one. Simply conclude there's no date, meet until he specifies it. Fix a problem without letting him know it's being fixed, let him believe he's the source of the solutions. He'll also find more mental stimulation in a woman with a great sense of humor too. A sense of humor also means you're capable of healing yourself. The survival guide for women who are too nice. Once you are too nice, a man realizes he's won and will lose interest in doing things for you. But a bitch will have him on his toes always because he's always unsure about where he stands with her. When a woman shows that she lacks belief in herself and has more belief in a man, he sees this as a weakness and will walk all over you and your self-confidence. But if you exude confidence and independence in thought and opinions, he'll not know how to put you under submission. He'll always wonder what you're about. A nice girl asks for respect. A bitch simply doesn't engage with people who don't give her. If you seem desperate for respect, it would be given as a mercy, a favor. A man would respect a no-nonsense bitch because she doesn't depend on his opinion of her or whether he respects her or not. Finally, a bitch is happier and more secure than a nice girl because she places a huge premium on her dignity and will not compromise it at any cost to anyone. Conclusion. A nice girl will always be in high demand because they are easy to bend, mold and control. But while they get the guys quicker, a bitch will always catch and keep their attention. This is because even though a man wants a woman he can walk all over, he really is designed to desire one that will match him as an equal. This is no country, heck, no world for a nice girl. To be truly successful in relationship and with every other endeavor with men, it is best to be a bitch. Try this, read the tidbits and apply the instructions in your day-to-day life. Whenever you feel a need to compromise or fall back to being a nice girl, remember, nice girls finish last.
Okay, guys, that's it. We finished the book. It was a really good book. You girls learned a thing or two, I hope, about men and how they think. All right, and what they really need to to keep up in a relationship. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed that video and that book. I hope you have an amazing day. I love you all so much. See you soon.